I also own you, antimatter Morty.
And you walking backwards, smell defeat. Got the squad rolling deep, can't stand on their feet. Can feel on the grip, hands in the dough, fully pot. Sticky fingers, karma looking, the block stay hot. Side back, shadow boxing, swinging at the air, undefeated in delusion. Reality don't care, Jupiter creeping, got the whole crew shook. But the vibes got a band from the book, Josh Block got the hell. Bottle in his clutch, captain of a ship that's been sinking too much. Over Navy rattling, can't step to the throne. Worry, drop the mic, let them reap what they've sown.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show, and thanks for stopping by the channel again today. We are back with yet another Lolcow report, and today a new fighter has entered the arena. We are talking about the one, the only, Tyler Catastrophe. I've been seeing their name pop up all over the internet, lots of other channels making videos on them, and about a month ago when they really blew up, I watched like a couple of minutes of one video about Tyler, and I was like, I hate this person's voice, I hate this person's inflection, their cringe millennial humor is driving me insane, I have no interest in seeing any more of this person, and I just moved on. But now there's constantly new compilations coming out, Heinsbug has been putting out some really good Tyler videos, and I have no idea what's going on. So I figured, let's do a primer, me to learn, and for any of you guys who aren't aware of the background of Tyler Catastrophe to learn what it is that's even going on with this person, so that then when we're doing our Lolcow News live streams, if there's something new happening, we can do a little update here and there. So this is going to be our primer to Tyler Catastrophe. For this one, we're going to go straight to the source. So a big thank you to X Jason on the forums for making the very informative, very detailed original post on the Tyler Catastrophe thread, archiving tons of videos, putting out tons of information, citing sources. X Jason did a great job, and this video would not be possible without him, so big thanks there. Before we get started, please drop a like, it really helps me in the algorithm. And now, one last thing before we get started. I'm going to be referring to this person as Tyler or they throughout this video. There's about 100 things about Tyler that are embarrassing that I will be making fun of Tyler for. I have absolutely no interest in getting into like a pronoun debate in the comments section or in the live chat or anything like that. To make it easy for me, I'm just going to say they or Tyler. I don't particularly care about what identity they do or don't have. We're here to laugh at the cringe, the lies, the grifting, and of course the stalking and the alleged crimes. So that's just my little disclaimer on that. And now, without further rambling, let's get right into it.
But if life has taught me nothing, it's that the only way to truly keep a secret is to post on the internet to a near infinite number of people, and that has never had any bad effect on anyone's life, ever.
Yeah, so the, like, fake, sarcastic, I'm gonna say something that we all know is the opposite humor is some of my least favorite type of millennial cringe. Tyler's entire persona is like that elder millennial. I'm so depressed, but I just need my coffee, and then everything will be fine. Type of humor, it's nightmarish and makes my skin crawl, so strap in for that. We're going to read some highlights from the thread here just to get some background information. Tyler Catastrophe is a female-to-male transgender individual. They primarily use their platform to promote and sell amateur artwork and handmade beaded jewelry for ridiculous prices, though they are also prone to posting thirst traps from time to time, and don't worry, we do have some of those in the video today. Recently, they attracted negative attention for harboring delusions and stalking singer Will Gold, who I don't know who that is, but for some reason they have their own farms page, so maybe one day we'll find out. Tyler currently lives in Texas, which for me is too close for comfort, but is trying to relocate to Brighton, England. Since 2023, Tyler has been raising money on GoFundMe to help support this dream. At the time of writing, the GoFundMe is at $16,000 out of $22,000. I thought GoFundMe was supposed to be for like your house burned down and you lost everything and people are helping you put it, put the pieces back together. Or you got diagnosed with cancer or something and people are donating to help you with the treatment. Like, it used to be that when people e-begged online, it was for like a good reason. It was like having a benefit or a block party for somebody in the neighborhood that was going through a tough time. Nobody would have like a benefit or just ask their friends in real life to help them out with money for something that was just a voluntary choice. Like, yeah, I just want to move to England. Like, you're a grown-ass adult. It's not an emergency. There's no reason that you need to get to England right now. It drives me crazy when people just start GoFundMes for no reason at all. Getting into Tyler's background a little bit, Tyler was born in 1999 in Oklahoma. Tyler claims to be Latino, only kind of white, Portuguese, two-spirit with the blessing of her native aunt, and indigenous, but Tyler did backtrack on the indigenous part after being caught in that lie. Call Tyler Elizabeth Pocahontas Warren. Tyler has a brother named Patrick, who they claim used to bully them for being LGBT. However, Tyler has also claimed that their parents had a total of 10 children, though that's never been confirmed. Like many Lolcows, Tyler does not get along with consistent employment. They were once hired and fired within 1 hour at a Harley-Davidson dealership, but that's okay because Tyler said, I didn't want to work there anyway. I only ride Hondas. Tyler claims to have been working 3 jobs at the age of 12, but again, none of this has ever been confirmed, and that sounds pretty ridiculous to me. I'm not going to show it because the picture is kind of gross, but Tyler has also gotten their own signature tattooed on their own chest. Why would you get your own signature tattooed on your own body? I wish I had this level of confidence. I wish I loved myself as much as the worst people on the internet love themselves. Tyler claims that their life took a complete detour due to an accident that took place in 2019, claiming that they were hit by, quote, a white lady in a Lexus, and the accident was so bad that they lost a rib. They also claim that the reason that their voice is different than it used to be is because they lost this rib, which led to their non-existent singing career ending. It is important to point out that not long after the accident, Tyler began taking testosterone. So, as far as what's more likely to change your voice, car accident or testosterone, I'll let you guys think about that for a minute, but I'm not leaning car accident. Also, the singing career was non-existent to begin with, but like Cyrax, Tyler needs to constantly play into their own delusions. This is a Tumblr post about the effects of the accident, which reads, being disabled in the very specific way that I am is so strange. Like, I can't bend over, I'm in constant levels of pain at all times, and my body just stops breathing if I'm not actively telling it to. But I'm still very capable of lifting heavy objects, or even going on moderate-length hikes if I have my cane handy. So, like, I think I could carry a few of my wheelchair-using friends in the event of an emergency, but there is also thought that I will probably be a wheelchair user by the time I'm 30. I don't know, man, life is weird. Don't get hit by cars. Hashtag, I just say words. Hashtag, my roommate's mom had surgery and I was helping her move stuff. Hashtag, plus she got me ibuprofen for Christmas. Hashtag, I still got it though. Is this what people do when they just are narcissists who lack employment? You sit around all day thinking about what would happen in fictional emergencies. Well, if there was a fire and I was around my friends who were in wheelchairs, I could probably carry them out. But wait, what if I end up in a wheelchair and then there's a fire? Who's going to carry any of us out? Like, it's like, what are you doing? Like, it's probably like 2 p.m. on a Tuesday. Why are you making up these scenarios in your head? As far as medical history goes, Tyler is also claimed to be autistic, though that's never been diagnosed. Tyler has been diagnosed with bipolar disorder, but claims that that's false. So the doctors tell Tyler, you have this, and Tyler says, no, I don't. And then the doctors say, you don't have this, and Tyler says, yes, I do. So on top of the singing career, we'll add medical professional to Tyler's list of very impressive careers, along with, an hour at the motorcycle dealership. Tyler got on TikTok in 2022 under the guise of wanting to sell paintings and beaded necklaces and bracelets and stuff like that for, like, insane prices. We're talking in the thousands of dollars for what's probably under $100 in materials. They always want to do some Novacord type shit, and quickly began complaining about the shop not doing that well.
You want to hear something really dumb? So, some rando, aka the art collector expert, just told me that $1,800, $1,800 is way too much to pay for this.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut you off right there, bud. This looks like a me. This looks like a me. This looks like a Wii System me. This shit is low resolution. Why did you think this was worth $1,800? I'm not an artist or an art collector, but I wouldn't pay $1,800 for that. If I saw that sitting on the 50% off rack in the decor section of a Marshall's, I wouldn't buy that for 18.
Gorgeous piece of art right here that literally took me a year and is 4 feet tall. So fuck that guy. It's 32,000 now. I'm not going any lower.
Okay, also, what is the haircut? Like, what is the haircut? I think we can't trust people with individualism sometimes. Like, I think we need to go back to barbershops that have, like, the number 1 through the number 6, and it's the same 6 haircuts that you would have when you were creating a character in, like, an old G. It's, like, buzz cut, slicked back, pushed to the side, kind of long. Like, what are we doing here?
Okay. Yeah, I think that's how I want to live my life now. Fuck them.
I also love when people are like, well, if you don't want to pay this amount of money for my product, screw you. And it's like, well, no, actually, screw you, because you're the one that isn't making money on your product now, but go off, I guess. Despite constantly complaining on TikTok that products were not selling, Tyler claims to be incredibly successful, claiming that they have sold tens of thousands of pieces to every single state, 27 countries, and 5 continents, including Antarctica. I cannot imagine how you would even ship one of these pieces of quote-unquote art to Antarctica, but I guess Tyler's fandom knows no bounds. Also, Tyler consistently uses trying to sell necklaces as an excuse to post terrifying thirst traps. If you have food anywhere near you right now, please get rid of it. Yeah, so that wink changed me. I'm going into the seminary. We're not doing Lolcow content anymore. 7 days a week, 365. I will be going live at 8 p.m. to pray the rosary and beg God to help me forget that. Sometimes Tyler doesn't even pretend to be hawking any artwork and just posts a straight-up thirst trap. I wish I had the level of confidence that the worst people on the internet always seem to have.
Going to let down my inner emo teen and dress like a fucking normie. So this is what you end up with. The jacket that you made of really cool shit to replace the jacket you lost on the worst week of your life. And boom, the emo of your dreams.
Is this the normie outfit? This is the toned down normie outfit as I don't even want to know what this would be opposed to. One of the things that I came across that irritated me the most about Tyler was a video made to eBeg, and I won't spoil it because I'm going to have a lot to say once we actually get into it, but Tyler is very quick to use their gender identity as a way to try to garner sympathy and get people to give them money for absolutely no reason at all, and this video here drove me particularly insane.
I am going to preface this with I am not the person who is very good at asking for help.
I'm going to correct you right there, Tyler. You constantly complain about all of your self-diagnosed disabilities. You have a GoFundMe up for no reason other than just to help you move. You complain about everything bad that's ever happened to you on Tumblr. Every time somebody doesn't want to buy your artwork, you have to make a video begging other people to buy it. And now, this video itself is also grifting. I don't think I've ever... The only 2 things that Tyler Catastrophe does is beg for help and post thirst traps. That's it. That's the whole thing.
I'm just not. And I have no idea what help could possibly come of this, but I am incredibly frustrated. And I need to say it. It's someone who will listen. And I thought, who better than the void that is TikTok, full of potentially millions of people? So I have this wedding that I have to be at in 2 weeks, and I've been trying for months to find something to wear because this is my childhood best friend. We've known each other our entire lives, and I'm not a part of the wedding party because, for those of you who don't know, I am transgender.
What?
It's not about her. She has her reasons, and I understand those reasons, but it still kind of hurts, you know?
Okay, so here's the thing. Your friend still invited you to the wedding. Your wedding is the one day of your life that is 100% about you and about no one else. Regardless of how your friend or their family or anybody else going to the wedding feels about your gender identity or your lifestyle or whatever you want to call it, they still chose to include you and to invite you to the wedding. don't make it about you. Like, tossing that in there, yeah, they wouldn't let me be in the wedding party because I'm trans, but I guess I'll go anyway. Like, you have two decisions here. You either go, you don't draw attention to yourself, you bring a gift, you behave positively, and then you leave. Or, if you really feel like they're disrespecting your lifestyle that much, you can just say, you know what? No thank you. Have a great wedding. I'm just not going to go. But what you can't do is agree to go and then whine to the entire internet about the way that they're handling the situation and try to make it about you. Like, just let's not make other people's weddings about us.
But this thing is going to be full of people who have not seen me in years. I've only been on testosterone for a year. Most of them, I'm pretty sure, don't even know that I'm trans at all.
You sure about that?
You sure about that?
You sure about that?
And this is going to be the first family event, major life thing, that I'm going to be able to look back on pictures and see myself.
So, again, Tyler wants to use this wedding as a way to farm photos for their own memories. This is about them getting to dress up and show off a fit to the whole family and have photos for later. Like, how about you go on the registry and buy a gift? How about that?
And it sucks. Because no matter how many thrift stores and vintage shops I scour, I cannot find a suit that is in any kind of good condition that would be able to be altered to fit me for a price that is not $100.
Wait, so this is actually even worse than I thought. I thought Tyler was going to be out here talking about, like, suits are so expensive, I need somebody to buy me a suit, and they cost like $2,000 or something. And I was going to say, I mean, as I've said to you guys many times, I was broke for most of my life. So I completely understand having an event come up where you have to dress nice in a pinch, whether it's a job interview, never a wedding. You always know that a wedding is happening, like, usually probably a year ahead of time, so you have an entire year to save $100. I mean, if you know that a wedding is happening a year ahead of time, you only have to save $8.33 a month to be able to buy a $100 suit. But even for things that pop up last minute, I had a funeral pop up last minute one time that I needed to go to, and I didn't have a suit that fit. There are like those little suit stores in the mall that you can go to and get a brand new suit, not even something secondhand. Yeah, for like between $100 and $150. There is no reason that you should have to ask for help with this, especially when you know when the wedding is going to be ahead of time. And then to try to hide behind some type of an identity as like, this is why you need to help me, because if you don't, then I can't like be my true self at this other person's wedding. It's just so disrespectful and so transparent.
And now, because of the time crunch, it would have to be a new suit, which is like $300, $400, $500. And I don't have suit money, okay? It's been a slow couple months. I am barely paying my bills as it is. And it's incredibly frustrating. Because of course it fucking is. So I'm probably just gonna end up working with what I have. Maybe finding a suit vest on Amazon or something. I'm over it. I'm over it. I don't want to think about it anymore. So I was like, you know what? We'll focus on something easy. I have been cutting my own hair since I was 16 because it's free when I do it, and
We can tell, and you probably should be going to a barber.
also because it's easy and I don't want to deal with vetting barbers.
Why would you need to vet barbers? What are we talking about here? It's a haircut.
I'm too transgender. I don't want to be hate crimed in Texas. But having a professional haircut for once since I was in fucking high school would probably make me feel a lot better about the anxiety fest that is probably going to be that entire wedding.
Someone else's wedding, which is supposed to be a happy occasion where I focus on them, is stressing me out so bad that I need other adults who work for their money to buy me a suit and send me to get a haircut. I swear, these people just want the internet to be their mommy and daddy after their mommy and daddy have decided I'm not bankrolling your life anymore.
Again, I don't want to think about it. I just. So if anyone knows any trans-inclusive barbers who could potentially hook me up before the 2nd of December.
Wait, I also want to say, Tyler just said, oh, I don't want some crime to happen against me because I'm in Texas. You know how many liberal cities there are in Texas? You could go to Dallas, you could go to Austin, you could go to Houston, you could go to San Antonio. There are like giant liberal enclaves with huge neighborhoods everywhere in Texas. You're not in like Iran. There are places that you could go that are probably within an hour driving distance of you to get a haircut without anybody batting an eye. You're just creating your own problems here.
That would be absolutely wonderful. I'm tired. I guess go check out my Instagram if you like jewelry and paintings and things. I'm tired. I don't want to think about it anymore. Please, that was my mental state falling away.
And there's the millennial cringe humor that I was talking about. That was my mental state going away. Me no want to think about this. Me no want to adult. I hate it. It's so bad. Tyler loves to dramatize basic life events like having to go to somebody else's wedding into a giant disaster that the internet has to solve by giving Tyler money. This happens on a semi-regular basis, and it's exhausting to watch. I can't imagine having a friend like this in my personal life and having to field these text messages from them while I'm trying to plan my own wedding. However, because of course they did, the internet did buy Tyler a suit, and Tyler did post a thirst trap about it.
As promised, I would just like to take a second to thank everyone who helped me look this fucking good. Holy shit, oh my god. Thank you to Ty especially for helping me with this wonderful jacket, oh my god. And to everyone who helped me pay for the rest of the outfit, I keep forgetting how wonderful TikTok is, and all of you are. Thank you
Yeah, somebody's uncle at that wedding is going to have so many questions.
so much. I am gonna cry for different reasons today. And a huge fucking thanks to Terry who made my vest. It was definitely the best one of the night. And shout out to the Mona Lisa pin I found yesterday. But
like, just tell me that you're making somebody else's wedding about you. You're wearing pins, there's a tie clip, there's like 5 different colors involved. Your vest is literally sparkling. Somehow I knew that if Tyler did get the suit, it wasn't just going to be like a black suit with a white shirt or like a gray suit or something. I knew it was going to be like some over-the-top, attention-grabbing nonsense, and I was not at all disappointed. Also, are the pants just like cargo pants? The pants look like a Home Depot employee's pants. Like, are you wearing Dickies to this wedding?
holy shit. I can't thank y'all enough. Thank y'all so much. I look amazing.
I just gotta say, maybe not everyone will understand where I'm coming from with this, but to those of you watching who have planned a wedding, there's always someone who does this. Every time that anyone in the world plans a wedding, there is one person that is sending you a million texts asking questions about themselves specifically that make the process more stressful because they're adding all these extra communications and questions, and they wear something ridiculous, and they drink too much, and I promise you, everyone who's ever planned a wedding just thought of the exact person who did this. As I was saying this right now, it's exhausting. If I ever get married again, I am identifying this person who's going to do this very early on into making the guest list, and I'm forgetting to send that letter.
Hit me up, ladies. I am very single. I love you, bye. Thank you so much.
So after the wedding suit arc, we get into the Escape from Texas arc, where Tyler began consistently posting about how Texas was too dangerous for a person like them to live in, and they needed to move to England, which is the only place in the world that is safe for transgender people. Tyler claimed there is not a moment during the day that they are safe, and that the adversity they faced while living in Texas includes being tear-gassed, being shot at, being stalked, and of course, being hit by that white woman and her Lexus. None of this has ever been proven or substantiated in any way. There's no video of Tyler sitting in the corner crying, covered in tear gas. Again, for people who record their own lives all the time, like Cyrax and Nova and Tyler, whenever they're being, treated so terribly by all the bullies around them, there's never any footage of it. It always happens right off camera, and then they just tell us afterwards. Isn't that so convenient? Nearly every video at this point was just promoting the GoFundMe. Tyler was claiming to have a job lined up in England already and just needing this money to get there, but again, no proof of this ever. Apparently it was around this time that Tyler began communicating with a British artist known as Stuart Semple, and even though they only talked for about a half an hour, Tyler was just reaching out to Stuart all the time, acting like they were close personal friends. talking on live streams as if Tyler knew Stewart really well, and even claiming that Stewart offered Tyler a job, which they could work at once they were able to move to England, if only they could hit that GoFundMe goal. However, that was not true, which Stewart clarified not long after online.
Please, in England, waiting for me. I just have to get this love after. Like, we gotta go to the dream job. And the only way to do that is to pay to get there. I was supposed to be working for Stewart Temple of Black is Black and Culture Hustle fame. I was actually supposed to be working for him as part of Culture Hustle. Career was in a full upswing. I had just done my first solo exhibition. I was being handed so many opportunities. As stupid as it sounds, I was kind of a local celebrity, but I knew that my dreams were a whole lot bigger than Texas, and I needed something else. And after getting to go to England and visit the Culture Hustle studio and absolutely fall in love with the work they do there, and after looking up to Stewart Temple for like half my life, I asked if I could work for him. And he said that we could figure something out. And he knew that I had a deadline to make it happen, but once that deadline started approaching, he completely ghosted me for months. And because I wanted to see the best in him, I assumed that he was just busy. I continued doing what I needed to do on my end, fundraising, working my ass off, turning down opportunities, selling almost everything that I owned, stuff that
There were no other opportunities turned down. Oh my god.
I still have not been able to afford to replace over a year later, but the closer we got to that deadline, less I got. Eventually, I just went around him to his assistant, and she was kind enough to give me the no that I needed. At the beginning of this year, I was staring homelessness in the eye and begging it to flinch. Because at the end of last year, I got really screwed over. I was supposed to have a job in England waiting for me, and then they pulled out at the very last minute. And of course, I got back to the States, realized I really didn't want to be there anymore, and I wanted to go back to England. So I took a chance, which is what got me to the studio in the first place. And I asked you outright, hey, I need to be out of my current living place by this time. If I can get the funding together, if I can make a move happen, would you hire me? And when he said that we could probably make that happen, I was ecstatic. I was over the moon. And looking back, that really was just a positive maybe.
Alright, so you guys get the gist. Stewart posted on TikTok, every interaction I had with him, he seemed nice. I just think he got the wrong end of the stick and a bit excited. He's in love with England, so I hope he makes it here one day. Someone asked, can you confirm if he is actually friends with those who work in your studio like he claimed? He said he was close to both you and everyone who works there. Stewart said, close is an overstatement. He sent a lot of messages to a lot of the crew, and I know everyone was lovely to him. I think one of the crew was in touch with him a bit more. He may have felt we were friends, but perhaps to us, it was a little less than that. Stewart said, we were pretty hospitable when he passed through. He spent about a half an hour with me, but I have no one to talk to about this. Someone was joking and said, I swear, this was like an unpaid internship at best. And then Stewart clarified, it wasn't even that. He asked me for a job, and I was trying to say nice, and said if he ever made it back to England, we could talk about it. He spent less than half an hour with me. He was really lovely and I wish him well, but sadly there was never a job offer. Certainly nothing should have made him sell all his belongings and plan to move halfway across the world. I hope he's okay. And then the official Culture Hustle TikTok page specifically stated no job was ever offered. So again, this is someone playing into their own delusions and then blaming everyone else when it doesn't work out. Once again, as we mentioned early on in this video, the only reason that Tyler even wants to move to England in the first place is because they're like in love with / obsessed with / Grace Vanderwalling a singer there.
I have had a crush on Will Gold since 2019 when I heard him laugh in the background of someone else's video and it felt like life itself leaned in to listen. Which is really inconvenient for me because I am very much a one soul at a time kind of person, so once I develop a crush, virtually no one else stands a chance ever. And at the time, I had just broken off a terrible engagement to a guy who didn't even fucking like me. And since then, I have only briefly dated one other person, who was wonderful, but it didn't work out. And so in all of that time, regardless of how many people have tried and been interested in me, I have not been able to find the interest for any single one of them. Because I have a fucking crush on a guy I have interacted with once.
Yeah, so admitting that you are unable to form meaningful human interactions with people that you're meeting in your actual life because you've built up such an obsession with a celebrity who doesn't know who you are is that is a mental illness. Like, you need to go get help. You need to seek therapy. If you're like, I wish that I could really connect with my girlfriend, but I can't because I just feel like the one for me is Selena Gomez, like, go to the hospital. Go see the psychiatrist.
And I don't even officially know his sexuality. That's a whole other thing. And I have tried. I have tried so hard to move on from this, to let it go, because I want so badly for it not to cross over into parasocial territory. But in like the 7 minutes that we spoke to each other,
you just said that you can't form meaningful relationships with actual people. It's beyond parasocial territory. This video is probably grounds for a restraining order.
1, every time we made eye contact, I thought my heart was gonna fucking burst out of my chest and fly away. 2, I was so nervous that my head just shut off and my mouth had a mind of its own. And
this is not being in love. This is just called you were starstruck by a celebrity and you thought that they were good looking. Like, oh my god. The lack of grass touching. in this video. Maybe I made the wrong decision. Maybe I should have stayed ignorant about this person.
Anyone who knows me and has ever met me knows that I don't get nervous about people. What the hell was that? 3, he somehow managed to make me want to write music again, something I have not done since my last band broke up in 2019 and I got hit by a car and couldn't sing anymore. And I can sing again now. It took several years, but I got it back because I'm amazing. But how dare you pull my spark back out from underneath the ashes I spent years burying it under because it hurt too much to think about. In like 2 sentences. It's rude. And 4, he failed to take a selfie with me because he was operating on, like, iPhone settings and I have an Android, and I accidentally called him adorable, and immediately wanted to swallow my fucking tongue. Because you don't flirt with people when they're working. That's rude. I paid to... I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. And my point is, it's a whole thing that I would like to no longer have to deal with. And all of this is made worse because I have been recognized at every single concert I've been to in the past year and a half, including 2 of his. And I've been on the Lovejoy Nation podcast twice. So no matter how many times I try to sweep this out of the rug and move on with my life, there's always that little thing in the back of my head saying, there's a non-zero chance.
Also, I just gotta say, the slipping in there, oh, I keep getting recognized at the concerts. No, you don't. No, you don't. TikTok is not real life. I understand, like, Nova got recognized by a handful of teenagers at Pride. Cyrax got recognized on the bus. It's to quote Tyler Catastrophe here, it's like a non-zero chance that someone might recognize you if you're like weirdly viral on TikTok, but the vast majority of people do not know who you are. You're not getting flagged down at every concert that you go to by millions of adoring fans. Like, just again making something that's about somebody else about you.
Oh my god! So basically, the way I see it, I finally say fuck it, I make this video, I say it all out loud to the ether that is the internet. Worst case scenario, he sees it, he says, hey, not for me. I move on with my life, it's fine, I'm an adult, who cares? I'll take a no over uncertainty any day of the week. Neutral option, nothing happens. Oh well, I guess. Best case scenario, you know? Because honestly, it doesn't matter what I'm doing any day ever for the rest of my life. If he was like, hey, do you want to get dinner or something? I'd say yes. Obviously, I'm delusional. It's fine. But at this point, I'm just so over the not doing anything about the things that I want, you know?
And then the justification at the end, hey, I know I'm doing something absolutely insane, but for once in my life, I need to take care of me. I need to follow my heart. Like, I want to remind you guys, Tyler Catastrophe is like the same age as me. Like, think about if you're older than 26 or 27, think about what you were doing when you were 26 or 27 years old. If you are 26 or 27, think about where you are right now. This is what Tyler is doing at 26 years old. Unemployed, sitting at home on TikTok, making a 3-minute long video about how they are so in love with a celebrity that they can't date anyone else. Tyler has also posted on Tumblr that they want to be in this person's band, stating, someone should tell Lovejoy to hire me as a trumpeter for their North American tour so my 15 years of experience can get the best use possible. LOL, the person they've had on tour so far is great and very skilled, and I'm jealous of their ability to also play the saxophone. So I'd have no problem playing second to them even. Oh, thank God. The person whose job they're trying to steal, don't worry. They would play second. They wouldn't be too offended by that. It's very rare that a band has such consistently amazing trumpet use in so much of their music, and I yearn to have a place in it. You need to yearn for employment, Tyler. So now that we understand the background of who Tyler Catastrophe is, we're going to spend the last couple minutes of this video looking at the most recent post from the Heinsbug channel. These are the latest Tyler TikTok lives and stories. And Tyler is doing all the hits, rocking artwork, e-begging, being way more confident than I could ever imagine being while looking like that, and inserting like millennial cringe Reddit humor into every word of every sentence. So let's go.
People in space. Like right now. And I hope they're all friends. Because, like, what if they're not? What if the people in space don't like each other?
Yeah, this is the millennial cringe I was talking about. Why are we doing a baby voice? You're 26 years old. Like, just talk like an adult. Why are we doing a baby? Oh, I hope the people in space are friends. Like, dude, pay your phone bill.
They can't get new friends. All they have is tomato plants. What if they're not friends with the tomato plants? My cousin used to work for NASA. I can't remember. I'm tired. You think if I go to NASA, they'll give me a snow globe? I'm tired. Morning isn't real. Make it nighttime. It's always nighttime in space. And there's too much water in my Powerade. I know I'm gonna cry. Somebody tell the astronauts to be friends so I can go to sleep. I don't think I can sleep if they're not friends. Tell them to say hi to the tomato plants for me. Be friends with the tomato plants. I need to be in a band. Like right now, please.
I absolutely love how respectfully feral some of y'all get when I show off the jewelry I make and sell in a way that could be considered a thirst trap. Because 99% of the time, the only reason I film them is because it's like 1:30 in the morning and I'm bored. Technically, it's 1:35. Anyway.
You know, you'd be sleeping. I know I'm like beating a dead horse here, but you'd be sleeping at 1:30 in the morning instead of making thirst traps if you had work the following morning.
You should buy some jewelry and tell me I'm pretty. Might as well. Y'all, when I say I'm moving up in the world, I mean I'm moving fast. Because this week alone, I've gained almost 3,000 followers. I am so close to 10k. I got my jewelry into a physical store. And now I've just started setting up for a group art show. Pancakes and Booze Dallas. Find it on my Instagram. And I am so freaking excited and so freaking grateful for this upward motion. I am so glad to be moving again. Also, it's 6:30 as I'm recording this, but this event goes from 8 p.m. to midnight in Deep Ellum, Texas, so if you want to show up, you should go get your ticket.
Okay, so in reference to what Tyler was talking about earlier with the whole haircut situation, Tyler has now confirmed that they live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. As many of you know, I moved to Texas from Philly like a year ago now. I've gotten pretty familiar with Texas geography. Dallas is like the most liberal place in Texas. There is a sprawling neighborhood with pride flags hanging off of buildings and sidewalks painted as rainbows in Dallas. Dallas is not a dangerous or unsafe place for a trans person to get a haircut. It's probably the best place in the state for you to be if you're trans and you need some type of LGBT inclusive barber specifically to cut your hair. Like, people just want to make themselves victims even when they're actually in kind of an ideal situation.
I'm in the yard behind Deep Ellum Arco with you go straight back. I'm a doorway. This cardinal is my good luck charm today. I've got the beautiful examples of my stained glass work. Very glossy, very beautiful. This one I created specifically for this event. It's got black 3.0 and white 2.0 because I love culture hustle. We know this. I love yellow. And originally I had only brought those three. I vastly underestimated this event. But luckily my roommates are literally the best and they drove an hour to bring me 2 more pieces. This absolutely stunning one that I love is my pride and joy.
Okay, this one is really giving white savior, Tyler. Sometimes people get so liberal that they circle back around to racism.
This one has a very special place in my heart. And technically the rule for this event was nothing bigger than 3 feet by 3 feet, so I was going to leave all the big ones at home. But I got the okay to bring a big one, and if this one sells, I'm moving to England.
Of course, there were some very basic rules for this art exhibit, and Tyler needed to be given special status to not have to follow the rules. This is just, like, you could tell every single place that Tyler ever goes, including that wedding, they're given, like, very basic rules, and they have to go, am I allowed to not follow this one?
Straight up. So here's fucking hoping. I'm manifesting. High five. So if you live in Dallas and want something to do tonight, please show up. It's art, vendors, pancakes, and alcohol. Who doesn't love that? Just don't buy me a drink because I am allergic to alcohol. Come say hi. I need that man to put his
Allergic to alcohol? What are you... Okay. Alright.
Face on my face. Just, you know? See, I am running on about 2.5 hours of sleep because maintenance was supposed to be here at 9 a.m. and I've been awake till at least 3 a.m. every single night for the past, month and a half because I have shit to do. And it is now 12:24 in the afternoon. I'm tired. I am overstimulated. I can't sit still and focus long enough to do the work I need to do. I've been scrolling and doing dumb shit because when I called the office, they said, oh, they'll be here sometime today, after she got done pretending she didn't know who the fuck I was. I've lived here a year and a half. You literally told me to my face that I was one of your favorite tenants, and I was in the office 2 days ago picking up a filter for this apartment. Don't fuck with me. So if you see me accidentally repost an edit of a man, mind your business. I don't even care anymore. I am not embarrassed. I will unprivate my simp videos. Don't test me. I am gay and I'm an adult. And I'm allowed. Truly.
I think the scariest thing that Tyler Catastrophe has said in any of these videos so far is the word mates. Now, I'm going to take a wild guess off the top of my head that the people who have voluntarily chosen to live with Tyler are as absolutely insufferable as they are, but at the same time, imagine if they're not. Imagine coming home and Tyler Catastrophe is sitting on the couch recording this video in the living room after you went to work all day and you just want to, like, make yourself some dinner, and this is the soundtrack that you have to hear in the background in your own home.
I'm so tired. I hate it here.
His fucking laugh and his eyes and that face, and it's just, oh my god.
I do not think that Wilbur Soot is an...
This is just a reminder that I still feel that way. I've been doing more covers recently, and several of them have been Lovejoy songs because I fucking love Lovejoy. So I've been getting a lot of comments and DMs asking if I still support Will, which the answer is yes. I'm not the kind of person to hide my opinions.
Oh, we can tell. You're not the type of person to hide anything.
And if I think it's an important opinion, I usually will share it. So if my opinion had changed, I would have said it. So go watch that video all the way through if you want. It's like 6 minutes long, but you asked, so yeah, here I am, almost a year later. Same opinion, just a little bit more annoyed.
Yeah, so what's being asked about here, by the way, I had to look this up. Wilbur Soot, the person that Tyler is obsessed with, was accused by an ex-girlfriend of being a abusing faker in his relationship. Apparently he was not listening to safe words and was biting her so hard that it was leaving bruises, leading to him getting the nickname, which is it's shown on screen here, the Brighton Biter. But of course, even though everything about Tyler Catastrophe tells you that in any other situation they would not look into this story at all and blindly believe the person making the accusation because that's just like the right opinion to have, because it's Tyler's favorite celebrity, now it's all a bunch of BS and they want to see the evidence and they're going to support Wilbur Soot through this, again, just because they like them.
And how tired we are.
I want more Lovejoy songs, I'm gonna be honest. I need new music.
So you're going to support someone who was accused of that because you want them to keep making... Really? Really? See, this goes against, like, everything that you would imagine Tyler Catastrophe would stand for, knowing everything that you know about them already. But of course this person doesn't have any actual principles. They just want more Lovejoy songs.
Life is too stale.
Listen, I know it's 11 o'clock at night, and I know it's inappropriate to be up this late and posting on TikTok. I don't know what I'm saying right now. But I bought new jeans, and I am incapable of buying jeans off the rack and just effing them fit. I spent all day altering them. And okay, you're gonna look at them. You're gonna look at them, and you're gonna marvel, and you're gonna look at how fucking great my ass looks in them. I am so happy to have pants that finally fit. This is great. I really love this for me.
How did this person come to the conclusion that they were attractive? Was it the car accident? Was there a head injury involved? The white lady Lexus assault? Like, I feel like even when you're really good looking, you're not this confident on like a good day. This is crazy.
11:11. Nice. Okay, bye. Okay, love you, bye. I forgot the love part. I'm so sorry. I'll never be forgiven. Bye.
Called this man adorable, and I nearly bit off my tongue. Because I've been crushing on this guy for clearly too fucking long, and I used to be an attractive woman.
You sure about that?
You sure about that?
You sure about that?
Alright? Flirting with men? Not hard. And here I am, standing right in front of him, channeling See You Again by Hannah fucking Montana. Look.
I used to be an attractive woman. The confidence just really knows no bounds. What a statement.
Looking everywhere but at him because he's working and I wear my heart on my fucking face. And I think I'm doing okay. I'm not flirting. I'm trying real hard. Because you don't flirt with people when they're working. They can't comfortably tell you to fuck off. That's not okay. He could have. I would have let him, but he doesn't know that. And he makes one tiny little silly mistake, hits the wrong button, it's fine. And he says something along the lines of, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm stupid. And what comes out of my fucking mouth? You're adorable. It's fine. Somebody put me down. Because listen, I can make a fool of myself. I can embarrass myself, no problem. I make videos on the internet for a living. It's fine, no one cares. But
if you're working at your job and Tyler Catastrophe walks up to you and tells you that you're adorable while like blushing, I think you should be allowed to go home for the day. Like, I think they should treat it like an injury. Like, you should be allowed to go home for the day.
if I had made this man uncomfortable, I'm jumping. All right, I'm done. Take me out. That's it. And this happened like a week ago.
I've been thinking about this for days. Who allowed this? I am 26 years old. Why is having a crush right now so embarrassing?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Never in my life have I been so verbally lost in front of a guy. Clearly there is no coming back from this. I'll be thinking about this forever, probably. I would say pray for me, but I think we all know I'm a lost cause at this point. Okay, love you, bye.
So I'm definitely a big Lovejoy fan. Like, any band that uses trumpets and lyricism well together immediately has my heart. There's no other way. I'm just stuck for life. And because they got so big before they had played shows, I knew exactly what was going to happen. Because with a little bit of my background, between being a musician my whole life, going to anything from $5 basement shows to $300 stadium shows to fucking Warped Tour.
Of course they're going to pull the Cyrax and do the I know everything about music. My opinion on this band is actually more important than yours because I myself am a world-renowned musician. These people can never just say what they're thinking. They have to, like, give you the whole list of their credentials to prove that their opinion is important and educated. Then to just be like, I like it when the band has the trumpets.
I also majored in music production and business with a heavy focus on event management and coordination.
That's why you're unemployed. You majored in what? Run that back again?
It's a fucking Warped Tour. I also majored in music production and business with a heavy focus on event management and coordination. I've had my place on various guest lists, and I've been known to get bands gigs.
So why are you unemployed without $1 to your name, and when you need to buy a suit for a wedding, you don't have $100 for a thrift store suit?
I saw how big Lovejoy was going to get from the very beginning before playing shows. I knew a lot of people were going to get real mad. Because the music industry nowadays has very little to do with talent. And tours are not based on Spotify monthly listeners or downloads or anything like that. It's based on precedent. And venues and ticket sales are only there to make money. As much money as possible. So it doesn't matter how much of a following a band has, if they can't prove that they can sell tickets, it's going to be real hard to find venues. And this first tour, selling out show after show after show, is going to set a massive precedent for them in the future. But for now, they're going to have to play small while still trying to please the following of the big leagues.
I love that Tyler just described as if this was some inside baseball, music biz knowledge. Yeah, when a band is new for their first tour, they have to play the smaller venues before they play the bigger venues. Like, if you run that back and watch what Tyler just said again, in all that detail and with all this flowery language and terminology, all Tyler really said was, a lot of times when bands are just starting out, they have to play small venues before they play big ones. Like, no shit, Sherlock. Yeah, yes, you have to do a tour of smaller shows at smaller venues before you're playing the stadiums. Yeah, people are not going to want to invest money in you by having you play a massive location if they don't know that you can sell out a small one. This is not like rocket science here.
Because the majority of the time, they're not going to get to decide how big their venue is, how many people can go, how much ticket sales are allowed, how much tickets cost, how many people can get in, where they play. And I honestly hope they have a killer booking agent, because that's really the only way they're going to be able to make any headway this early in the game. Because the only way you can book a venue is if you can impress and prove to venue owners and promoters that you're not only worth the time, but also the investment, and that you're going to sell those tickets.
This video has now transitioned into giving advice directly to a band that is vastly more successful than you have ever been. As if they're going to see it and, like, write shit down.
And they're definitely selling those tickets now, so they're going to be able to move forward. But for now, keep in mind, they have to play small. It's not up to them. It's just how it is.
Oh no, 3 years ago today, I was hit by a car. And I don't know if you know this, but like 1v1ing a car is actually pretty easy. They only have like one attack move. They're not very good at PvP. But if they got that surprise attack on you, good luck, bestie. And now I may have one less rib and be in constant pain all the time and walk a little funny sometimes. I still think I won, cause like that car ain't got nothing. It's gonzo. It ain't going nowhere no more. So I think it's...
If a car hit you and got totaled, that is not something that you should brag about. If you are a healthy individual, no matter how hard a car hits you, the car should be able to drive away just fine. Again, if a car crashes into you and gets totaled, what? That's not a flex.
Time to celebrate just how fucking awesome I am all the time. Cause once I remember how to breathe on autopilot, it's over for all of y'all. Cars better watch their goddamn back at them.
The last time I participated in a workplace Secret Santa, I pulled the name of a coworker I'd known.
I really, really, really hate this angle so much.
maybe 6 months. But I recalled a single conversation we had had about art and how they wish they could do more, but they felt like they didn't have time to fill a page. So of course I went out and found a small set of the medium they said they preferred and compatible paper. But the paper was small, so maybe they'd find it less intimidating and do more because they think they're doing less. And the look on their face was amazing. It made me happy forever. And then of course I was the only person in the workplace that didn't get a gift. Even though the person who pulled my name was dating my best friend at the time.
Every situation that Tyler is ever in, they're just getting bullied, they're being excluded, they're being left out. I got the best gift and the most thoughtful gift because I'm the most loving person in the world. I'm going to talk like a character from a children's cartoon with my inflection and with the words, I hope they be happy forever. Like, oh my God, this is like an endurance test. This is maybe harder than watching Andy Ditch content at this point.
Even Family Secret Santa, where everyone's supposed to spend the same amount, I hit that limit. I get as close as I can so that no one feels bad if I go over or under, and then I get a single bottle of paint that's still unopened in the box it's shipped in. And definitely not anywhere near the set amount, but that's besides the point. And it's because gift giving is so fun and easy for me that getting a bad gift really is just a slap in the face.
It must be exhausting for the roommates, the friends, the family, that to have somebody in your life that is just complaining and manufacturing a problem about everything all the time. A wedding is coming up. I need to make 6 TikTok videos complaining about getting an outfit. A Secret Santa happened. I'm going to complain about it online because I'm not happy with the gift I got. Again, this would be so much more excusable if this person was like 15. They're 26.
Especially when you know that I have like a bajillion interests and I talk about them incessantly. I don't shut up about the things that I like. So what's the point? What is the point of knowingly giving a bad gift when you know it's going to hurt someone?
That's the thing, though, is that Tyler thinks that everybody else is thinking about them all day, and that every slight is like this intentional attack against them specifically, and it's like, other people just aren't taking all this shit so seriously. Other people are not thinking about you as much as you are thinking about you. That's the problem, is that you're expecting everyone else to have the level of obsession with you specifically that you also have.
You know it's going to hurt their feelings. Is that your goal? Is that the point? I don't know. It's to the point that I'm so accustomed to unmatched effort that a birthday card makes me cry. I think I have issues. Okay, love you, bye.
If you ever are dating somebody and every little nice thing that you do for them, like very minor things like holding a door, they constantly go, no one's ever done that for me before. I guess I've just had so many bad exes. I'm just so not used to love that it makes me want to cry when you pull the chair out. I run so far away from that person. I promise you, you need to escape that person.
But among those things that I lost were all of my dolls. And as a gay little jewelry designer who dreams of Fashion Week and used to tell anyone who would listen I was going to be a princess when I grew up, I miss having them. It is what it is. But 2 of my favorite dolls from that old collection were American Girl dolls that I begged and begged and begged for. They were gifts from my grandparents, an Elizabeth doll from the Felicity collection and a Just Like Me that looked like me. I called her Natalie. And I think about them every once in a while because frankly, I'm allowed to be a little bit bitter about the things that happen to me. But then last night I'm scrolling at 2 a.m. and what do I see but an American Girl Disney collab with not only my childhood favorite Cinderella, but also my right now favorite Tiana. Does it say a lot about me that those are my favorites? Yeah, fucking probably. But the fact that I don't currently have $500 something to spend on 2 dolls and their assorted accessories really makes me sad for some reason.
What?
What's up with that? Do I need them? No. Would I like to have them? Yeah. But do I think it would heal something in my inner child to have them? Honestly, fucking probably.
It would heal something in my inner child to buy $500 worth of dolls as an unemployed adult. Okay. I want to comment on something Tyler said a couple of seconds ago in this video. Tyler said, am I allowed to be a little bit bitter about the things that happened to me? Yes, I am. I think this has gone beyond a little bit bitter, and I also think it's like at a certain point in your life, you've just got to move on. I'm not saying that you're never going to be affected by stuff that happened when you were a kid. I'm not saying that once in a while you might not see something that makes you a little bit sad about something that happened in your past. But you got to ask yourself, what happened to you today? You're constantly hyperfixating on these bad things that happened when you were a child or when you were in high school or 5 years ago. And it's like, what happened to you today? Like you woke up today, you live inside, you have all the opportunities in the world to go out and make friends and get a job and whatever. Like, what slight happened today? Can you just focus on today? Does everything always have to be this, like, reflection of your inner child due to something your dad said on your 7th birthday?
So if one day, when I'm more successful and have things like disposable income, and you happen to scroll across my page and see those two ladies in the background, just know that I deserve them. And I think they're great. Okay, love you, bye.
One thing about me is that I am always one Benadryl away from simping on main.
Benadryl is gonna make you simp? Is this like Jupiter with the nicotine?
I don't think y'all appreciate how good I am at not doing that right now. Benadryl makes me weird.
This next one is sort of an honorable mention because it is like more than 200, but I don't know if you can see those beads on there, but I have no idea how or why. I just felt like it. And
Once again, just like freshman year of high school art project we're talking about here.
I love that for me, honestly. Sheer vibes and my unwillingness to make normal things ever. I don't even have a name for this. Maybe Jim. Yeah, Jim. I don't know, man. Sometimes you just gotta get silly with it.
Wait, so this thing looks identical to the last thing. The last thing, it's literally like the same format. The last one was 275 though, and now this one is 3,500. I think that's expensive either way, but how do you even make the decision to jump from 275 to 3,500 for the exact same product? Also, I love the self-admission. I refuse to ever make art that is quote-unquote normal, but then you're always complaining that you can't sell your art. Like, yeah, if you don't make art that's commercial, it's not going to usually sell. The more niche and weird your art is, it might sell for a lot, but it's going to be harder to find a buyer because there's less of an audience for it. You can make weird art all day long if that's what you think it's fun to do, but if you're making this art commercially specifically to sell, you can't then complain when you make stuff that you've admitted you know there's not an audience for.
This is the silliest thing I've ever done. And luckily for all of you, this one is not under the contract, so it is for sale for $3,500 plus shipping. And when it sells, I will have to reinforce.
God made a mistake giving me a cute little mischievous face.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, that is where I rage quit. That last one took me out. I can't abide Tyler any longer. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I don't know how you could have, as I didn't even enjoy making it. But we are where we are. We'll be back tomorrow talking about Cyrax, and we'll probably start including some Tyler clips in the Lolcow News live streams, since there always seems to be something going on with Tyler. But that's all for today. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. And until next time, you guys know the drill. Stay away from Tyler Catastrophe. Do not publicly support the Brighton Biter just because you think he's cute. And of course, most importantly, have a good one.